Good afternoon, fifth term students. My name is Dr. Brianne Wynn. I will be your instructor for your Human Resource Management course here at YTI. I would like to take a few moments to discuss the course layout, to discuss expectations, and to share a few tips that I feel that may be helpful for you to make this quarter or this term a little bit more easier for you. As a reminder, class started on Tuesday, April 20th, and will run until Wednesday, July 14th. So if you look at the screen right now, we're on the home screen for your Human Resource Management course. I will start by sharing that there is a discussion post for each of you to take a look at called A Little Bit About Me Discussion. It is pinned at the top of the discussion tab, and I will ask that each of you go on there, read a little bit about me, and then share a little bit about yourself. I understand that since you are in fifth term, that most of you know each other, and that is totally fine. But I have not taught this group yet, and I would like to take some time to get to know you. I'd also ask that you communicate with each other in the turn within this discussion if you feel you would like to, but it is not a requirement. So I'm going to start here on the syllabus tab as we talk through this course. So this is one of the tips that I like to share with students. I feel that the syllabus tab is the easiest way to maneuver through the course, to figure out what is due, when it's due, and to see it in a very streamlined format. So if you take a look at the screen here, you can see when the first group of assignments that are due, which is Sunday, May 2nd. You do not have an assignment due this first week, except for the fact that I would like you to go in and respond to me on the discussion post, but it is not a graded discussion. But if you do not respond, it will reflect on your participation and professionalism points at the end of the term. So just keep that in mind. It's not an actual graded assignment, but I do ask that you take the time to respond on there so I can get to know you. So anyway, let's look again at this syllabus tab. So if you notice, there are actually 8 topics this term, and each of the topics are broken down into 3 assignment expectations. So there's a chapter assignment that will be required for you to answer for each of the chapters. There will also be a quiz for each of the chapters. Now, I'd like to mention that the quizzes are not graded, but similar to the first discussion post, if you do not complete the quiz, it will be reflected in your participation and professionalism points. So although these quizzes are not graded per quiz, I'd like to mention that not only are they important to complete for your participation points, but even more so, they're extremely important to participate in and to complete because the tests for this course are pretty difficult. And the quiz is pretty much a shortened, condensed version of the test. So taking that quiz before you take the test will really help you see what kind of questions are on the test, help you answer them. But then also, if you get any of those questions wrong, it will show you what the correct question is and which ones you got wrong, so you can better prepare and plan for your test. So please, please, please make sure as you progress through this course that you work on the chapter assignment, and then you work on the quiz, and then you work on the test. Realistically, at the end of the day, you have the ability to complete these assignments however you wish, but I'm just trying to share with you the way that I feel is the best way to maneuver through each of these assignments. Now, you will notice assignments are due by 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday of the week that they are due. So every Sunday evening at 11:59 p.m. is when that current week ends. There's an assignment due every week this term, minus the first week, which is the week that we are in, minus week 6, and minus week 11. So I'm going to scroll down on this syllabus tab here really quick, and you can see then that the last week of the term, well, there's actually a half a week the last week, so you really won't have anything due except for me just grading any last minute assignments, giving you your participation and professionalism points. But Sunday, June 11th is when your LRC project will be due. So I do recommend that you look ahead for that. You can work ahead on this course at any time you want. If you are super motivated and you want to go ahead and work through and read all of your chapters and do the chapter assignments and the quizzes and the tests and get that done early, by all means, you are more than welcome to. I do recommend that you don't push through it too fast, that you're just checking the box and not actually retaining the content and then being able to apply it in your future whatever your career aspirations are. But again, at the end of the day, you do have the ability to work ahead if you would like. But then you can see here on Sunday, July 11th, your LRC project is due, and that will be the last assignment that you will have to complete for this course. So as I mentioned, the syllabus tab, it's just so clean and so neat. You can access the quizzes. For some reason, if you use this modules tab, you cannot actually access the quiz from the modules tab. We have not been able to figure out why yet. You can access the PowerPoint presentations, you can access the chapter assignments, and you can access the tests, but you are not able to access the quiz for some reason from the modules tab. So I always recommend using the syllabus, but if you prefer, you can also use the assignments tab. And here in the assignments tab, it then breaks down the assignments that are due. So all your chapter assignments, all your tests, your LRC project, and then your quizzes. But as I mentioned, I really recommend using this syllabus tab. It's just so much cleaner and neat, and you're able to work through. And then when the weeks are completed and you're on to the next week, you will notice the assignments that are already passed will kind of turn into a gray shade. So then you'll be able to see, oh, okay, we're on the week of Sunday, May 9th being the ending day. So then everything else will be grayed out prior to that. You'll still be able to see it, but it will be grayed out. I do expect that students meet deadlines, especially because you know very early what is due. You have an entire week to work through the assignments. There's actually some weeks, as I mentioned, like the first week that assignments are due, you technically have 2 weeks to complete them. And then with week 6 and week 11 not having assignments, you kind of get some extra weeks there. But if for some reason life happens, things come up, I get it. I ask that you reach out to me and email me directly prior to missing the deadline. If I don't hear from you till after the deadline or after I reach out to you and say, hey, you missed the deadline, I'm not going to be as lenient with deducting grade points, only because I do believe in personal accountability. However, if you reach out to me on Friday and say, this happened in my family or this is going on, I believe I'm not going to be able to meet the deadline on Sunday. I will try the best that I can. However, I'll definitely have it done by Monday or Tuesday of next week. You let me know that, you get it done Monday or Tuesday of next week, I'm way more lenient and willing to work with you. But unfortunately, waiting till the very last day and then not having enough time to submit it or having technical difficulties because you waited till the last day, that's really difficult for me to work through without accessing late deduction points. But just so you know, I'm very understanding. I just ask that you communicate with me in advance. This course is a very interesting course. You will learn so much information, whether you're going to be a business owner, whether you're looking to be a manager or a supervisor. Human resources is a very important topic, and understanding the employee life cycle from the very first moment of touch, from recruiting and hiring to onboarding to the entire employee life cycle of training and development to when that employee leaves your organization. So at any time throughout this course, if you have questions or concerns or anything that you would like to discuss, please reach out to me. You can find my contact information on if you go to the announcements tab, the very first announcement that says welcome to Human Resource Management, you can find my contact information on here. But also if you go to the modules tab, there's also a section for instructor contact information. As you can see, I prefer for you to email me through Canvas, but you can also email me directly if you wish. Last resort, calling or texting me at my personal cell phone number is acceptable as well. The only other thing that I'd really like to mention is this announcements tab. So I will use this announcements tab, and I ask that you check this pretty regularly. I will use this announcements tab to communicate with you. So right now there are 2 announcements on here. If you did not review yet, I ask that you go on and review. Welcome to Human Resource Management and first day of class. I will remind you of what is due the week that it's due on here. I'll also share any other changes to the course or any other announcements on here. So I do ask that you take the time to review these announcements every time you log into the course. I will email every now and then, but I really post here on this announcements, and it's really the best way to share directly with students. And then if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me, no big deal. I noticed that some of you have already actually started working ahead. Great for you. You can definitely go ahead and jump in the course and get started on your Module 1 chapter assignments, the test and the quiz. However, I noticed that because I did not share this video with you yet, that there are some of you that took your first test, but you did not take the quiz. I do ask that you go back and take your quiz because, as I mentioned, although it's not graded, you will receive participation points for completing those quizzes. And then, as I mentioned, moving forward, please make sure that you take that quiz prior to taking your test. Again, it will help you better prepare for the test and hopefully get a better grade on the test. Also, please take your time on the tests. The tests, as I mentioned, are extremely difficult in this course because human resource management is a difficult topic to understand and to discuss. There's a lot of laws, there's a lot of compliance, there's a lot of relationship and working with employee personnel issues. So please make sure that you are taking your time when you're completing those tests and when you're completing the chapter assignments. Whenever I grade your assignment, I will let you know which ones you got correct as far as the chapter assignment. And then if you did get any of them wrong, what is the correct answer? So I do ask that you revert back to the grading feedback whenever I grade your assignment. So that way you can understand what the correct answer is if you do get any assignment questions incorrect. So I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you listening to this recording. Again, it's super, super important to make sure that you are using that syllabus tab, that announcements tab, and that you are completing those quizzes. And they can only be accessed through the assignments tab or the syllabus tab. But at any time, if you have questions, concerns, feedback, maybe something's not working in the course, and maybe you think that there's a better way to do things, I am open to that as long as you are respectful and professional. So please make sure you're utilizing me as a resource through this course. Again, welcome to Human Resource Management, and please let me know at any time if you have questions or concerns, and I am looking forward to jumping in and starting to make things happen. Take care.